Good morning, everyone. The house is kind of a mess, but I guess that's part of it. But I really wanted to take a little bit of time and walk through the house together and kind of give you some ideas of what I'd like to do since we're in the middle of framing and frame repair. Maybe y'all could give me some opinions. And I also want you to go in the comments, if this was your house and you were redoing it, what were some changes you would do? Would you keep the layout exactly how it is? Would you change a few things? What personally would you do? Since we walked through the house a few times, you have a pretty good idea of the layout or even some decorating ideas using rock. Or are there certain things you would do to try to keep a vintage feel to the house? Or if you would try to make it more modern, or what would you do? I want to hear everyone's opinions. First off, we're in the living room, obviously. I'm strongly considering putting in a large entryway here and taking out this door. So when you walk in the front door, you can see more of the hall. You can even see into the kitchen, because I feel like this is kind of lost space and it would be nice just to walk through here. What do you think? Here, what I think I'll do is when I had the plumbers come over, they loved this. They went in it. They were not afraid of it. I guess they're used to being in things like that. So I thought I would build a trap door over it and make it a broom closet, unless there's some plumbing emergency or whatever, then I just can take the door off and we can go to basically like a crawl space. You see in many pier beam houses that have those little trap doors to get to the crawl space. I also wanted to bring up my most asked question, which is about the snakes. I have no idea where the snakes are. I'm thinking that maybe the amount of snakes in this house were completely overestimated, or I don't hear them. I don't see them. I don't know if all of my banging and construction noises have made them move away. Plus, I removed most of the food source for them. I don't know. So your guess is as good as mine. I basically opened everything up, allowing them to come up into the house if they wanted to, so I could at least remove them. So I don't know. I'll probably have the snake guy come over one more time, do a sweep before I close everything up and cement everything in, but I don't see any evidence of any. So like I said, your guess is as good as mine. So now we're in the bedroom. I love this door, definitely keeping this door. I'm considering changing up the closet, like I said, extending it. I'm thinking about even pushing the wall back further, just because this little nook in the kitchen, we'll figure out something to do with it, but it could lose a foot or so, if I wanted to bring the closet back to make it larger. Also, I wanted to bring up the ceilings. I had a few people asking if I still wanted to do the vaulted ceilings, and I have a very unusual idea for the ceilings. I do want to do a cathedral ceiling, so I'm in the process of figuring out how to properly vent the roof, so I will no longer have an attic. But I've got to, this is going to take some time to figure out. When we get to the roofing part, hopefully I'll have it all ready to go. But vaulting the roof is completely out of my price range. I looked it up. It's just not an option. So I have an alternative idea to keep the structure as it is, but still have cathedral ceilings. I'm going to continue to read into it and see if it's going to work out. It's a little weird and a little unusual. And another thing I'm going to do is I would like to have access to the air conditioning lines, the wires, everything coming in the house. So my solution is I would like to build a loft all down the middle of the house. Not a whole second story. It's really just going to be the middle of the house, because I can use these load-bearing walls in the middle of the house to support it. It's not going to be for storage. I'm not going to have a second bedroom up there. Just going to be something to go up there and access the bottom of the roof, just to access everything up there. It would be really nice to be able just to walk across in here and repair anything or work with the electrical. Since it's all coming up from here, it would be nice to be able to access all that from there. Of course, I'll have to do some reinforcing and prep it properly. It might be kind of neat, especially with the combination of especially in the combination with a cathedral ceiling. It might be kind of cool. So I decided to come back later and seal in these other holes. I just want to do the framing repair and get the framing done, which is what we did. So I'm happy with it. Over here looks really good. It really doesn't need anything. Just a good cleaning, which we'll do later too. So we'll probably move either into the living room or the kitchen next and continue the framing repair. We'll come back later and seal up because there's a lot of little gaps that need sealed. And right now I just want to focus on getting the structure reinforced. And then we'll come back and seal all the little gaps so mice can't get in.